Hello, smart investors all over the world. I'm super excited to come your way again today. And today, I'll be sharing with you pro tips on how to actually achieve your real estate investment goal. You'll be wishing to move from the stage of wanting to invest in real estate to actually doing the talk and working the talk. So my goal today is to actually put you through the simple way of how to achieve your real estate goal from your budget and your goal. There's a thin line towards actualization. Now, once you have your budget already and you already have the goals you want to achieve, then you need to now see which of these routes can make it easier for you. One, what is it the goal about? Your goal is to build a house of your own. Yes, you want to be a landlord. Then you have a budget. Perhaps the house of your dream you want to build cost 70 million naira, 80 million naira, 50 million naira, whatever the cost may be. From the budget you already have, since you want to build a house yourself, you are not buying a built property, commit to that goal by securing the land first. Once you secure the land, you are already moving towards actualization of becoming a landowner. I mean a landlord. Because you're already a landowner, then you want to build a house on it to become a landlord. So the only way to know whether you are serious about it or not is to actually commit with what you already have. The house you want to build, based on the rough estimate, costs about 70 million naira. The land you want to buy costs about 30 million naira. Then the minimum required deposit to secure that land, make that commitment. Once the land is secured, you will just realize that your goals are falling in line because your mind is already there. The commitment to actualize it is already there. But do not make the mistake of making the commitment before your investigation. Already we've discussed all this in our previous episode on our real estate made easy. That of course the need for you to conduct your due diligence, that cannot be overemphasized. The need for you to cross your teeth and dot your I's cannot also be overemphasized. When all these are done and you are pleased with the result, then commit to that goal by making the minimum initial deposit and be ready to pay up the balance ASAP. By the time you are able to pay up the balance for the land to build your house, you have achieved a goal out of the different goals that leads to you becoming the landowner and the landlord. But when the land is secured, then you move on to the next stage of getting approval from governments and different agencies to ensure that whatever the building plan you want to have is approved by government and that your structure is fit to stand. Once you do this, you realize that before you know it, you are already the latest land owner, the latest landlord in whichever city of your choice. But without you making that deliberate decision to even secure the land, for you to actually secure the approval, and then before you now buy, the bill of quantity to know what kind of materials you need, how much it entails and all of that, you wouldn't get to that stage if you don't not make the commitment. So as a smart investor, we be landowner, we be landlord, mere wishes do not solve the problem you are currently facing about not achieving your real estate goal. Your desire and your commitment needs to work together. So moving forward, you must be committed towards that goal that you truly desire and towards making sure that that goal becomes a reality. It's your commitment. If wishes were to be what everyone could just partake in, and then without any physical effort, the wish becomes a reality, then eventually everyone should be living the life of that dream. But it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. At least not in all cases. You got to actually commit yourself to that goal of yours, to that dream you desire, and towards actualizing your end results. So to do this, ensure that you avoid procrastination. In fact, procrastination has been described in many ways. Some say it is the thief of time. Of course, it could also be described as even the thief of resources as well. Because when it comes to real estate, when it comes to building, cost of material do not remain the same. So as the cost of the land itself. Because the land you want to build your property on, you probably negotiated the price, or you went for inspection 2 years ago, hoping to commit to start your building project probably this year. The land you inspected 2 years ago, you know for sure that that same land is not going to be available for the same price it was offered to you those 2 years ago. But the difference would have been this: if you had committed to actualizing that land as at the time it was shown to you, the property value will be in your own advantage. It will be to your advantage in the sense that, for instance, the land that was shown to you for 25 million naira 2 years ago, the land is probably now selling for 30 or 35 million naira. You get the extra 5 million or 10 million naira to your advantage. But your refusal to act during that time, it means that you are going to look for extra 5 to 10 million naira to buy the same plot of land that you could have bought 2 years ago or the previous year. Not because you really did not have the money, because that is also a fact. Experience has shown that a lot of people actually miss out from good opportunity, not because they do not have what it takes to own the property, they do not have what it takes to actually make the commitment, the initial deposit, and to actually see it through. It's the lack of discipline to ensuring that that dream of theirs move from mere dream to a reality. And they give themselves excuses of time, excuses of resources, excuses of distance, excuses of that and that and that and that. So many excuses. And that is why today you hear people who actually miss out from investing in what is now known as prime area in Lagos, as to the fact that it wasn't that they didn't have the money at that time. It was just because of lack of foresight, to be sincere. We've had experiences where some clients will share that they had opportunity of investing in places like Chevron and its environs, but as at that time they couldn't really buy the idea of moving to Lekki Axis, because people saw Lekki to be a place that is waterlogged, a place that is it's not too enticing to people 15 to 20 years ago. People rather prefer to go to mainland and what have you. So those people who miss out in investing in places like Lekki those 15, 20 years ago. So as I was trying to say, those who miss out investing in such location miss out not because they couldn't afford it, because they had family who reported how they were even shown the master plan as at that time, but the husband couldn't secure the opportunity because he couldn't see what was coming to that region at that time. So those who took the advantage did so because they had the foresight. They knew that Lekki is in close proximity to Victoria. So they knew that Lekki was in close proximity to Victoria Island, to Marina, and of course, that definitely a number of businesses, a number of companies have their headquarters located in this region. So definitely, these people So, as a result of that, those who had the foresight secured the opportunity they had, and those who did not miss out big time. So, the story is the same till today. We've also had an experience where an engineer who was doing so well missed out too, because of the kind of friends, because of the kind of company he kept at the time. So today, I need you to wake up and face the reality that real estate is not something you play with. It's not something you do if I wish. It's something that you commit to. So it's something you commit yourself to do, and you see it through. So that is the easiest route to ensure that your dream becomes a reality. So as a rundown towards this discussion, I will just still give you the pro tips. Like I said, it's not enough that will give you the tips if you do not act on them. So we would like you to act on the information you have to enable you make the difference you desire to see going forward. So how to achieve your real estate investment goal? Number one is that you need to actually define what your real estate investment objective is. And you need to look at, because you need to know that real estate investment can actually be lucrative. There is work to be made. There is legacy to be left. And there is a dream to achieve. Once you see this beyond the mere land and property, you realize that what's worth doing at all, it is worth doing well. So, number one thing you need to do is to define your investment objective. And to do this, you need to know what's your risk tolerance. If anybody tells you there's no risk involved in real estate, the person is not being 100% truthful to you. Just like over the weekend when we were on a tour with some of our clients, we were all joking about real estate, discussing and all of that. We talk about risk. Even life itself is risky. You and I know that there's risk involved in everything we do. But the difference between an average investor, a smart investors, and the naive one, or those who lose out entirely, is the knowledge and application of useful knowledge they already possess. And that's why I'm emphasizing on the fact that you need to act on the information you are getting here. So once you understand what your investment goal is, what your risk tolerance is, when I say the risk tolerance, I mean, like I say, life itself is risky. What is it that worst case scenario, what could happen? If the worst case scenario, if the worst thing happen, are you able to live? Are you able to bounce back? Are you able to look back and say, oh, come on, you got this? That is the reality. So, because there are different risks involved in every stage of real estate investment. Imagine people who are building skyscrapers. You see all the towers you're seeing, go to Eco Atlantic. In fact, where Eco Atlantic City is currently is actually an Atlantic Ocean. It was a risk that was it was a risk that the government of the day then, as at that time, took, that they chased the converted water to land. It was a risk. But now what is it? It is wet. Because the Eco Atlantic City is worth $6 billion. It's one of the most expensive in Africa at the moment. But if they hadn't taken the risk at that time, they won't be in a position to enjoy the dividends today. So you must know what exactly is the risk you are exposing to, and what could be the worst case scenario, and how do you mitigate the risk. So you need to understand that. So when you understand your risk tolerance, you understand your investment goal, then you are able to also see what is your expected return on investment. That is, if your goal is to go into real estate for investment purpose, perhaps you are looking for a retirement plan and you want to build tenement houses, maybe for short, because now there are new models of rental. I know in the past people are conversant with the usual rental of 1 year, 2 years, and all of that, that people pay you annual rent. There are different ways now of making your space more useful to you and giving you more power as a smart investor. Such opportunity exists where you have Airbnb, you have short lets, apartment, and what have you. All of these ensure that you get good return on investment on your property. And if your goal of investing in real estate is to actually have catch liquidity ASAP, and you're looking at way of ensuring that your cash flow is consistent, then there's another aspect of real estate you may want to consider, whereby, for instance, now you put 100 million naira, you buy into an existing real estate product for a minimum duration of, let's say, 12 months. You hold on to it for 12 months, you sell back to the company, and you make a profit of 37% return on investment. This implies that you are investing 100 million naira, for instance. In the next calendar month, you earn 37 million naira as your dividend, as your return on investment. So you can decide to perhaps the 37 million naira, you want to use it to acquire land in another place, or you want to buy a car of your choice, you want to do anything, you want to go on all expense paid trip. It means that your capital is not the one doing this. It is your return on investment that is funding this lifestyle of yours. So that is another route of making your money work for you. Still real estate. Whether it's the commercial aspect of real estate you want to go into, or residential aspect of real estate, or short-term form of real estate, the opportunities are enormous. The question is, which one are you interested in, and are you ready to start? That's the goal. So after understood what your investment objective is, this will enable you to make what is known as informed decision, because you'll be empowered to be able to actually know that yes, you own the decision and you are able to bank with it, run with it, and make it a reality. That is number one important tips you should know. Another important thing that you should also know, as earlier said, is that you need to conduct thorough market research. This will enable you to understand the market trend. And like, imagine that during the course of this conversation, I've told you that even when it comes to rental, there are different aspects of rental now that enables you to make the best use of your space, or your land, or your property. So conducting a thorough market research will enable you to understand the trends, the demand, as well as the supply dynamics, because you know what are people looking for. For instance, now on the island here, a lot of people now prefer to now actually build many flats. People prefer to build a room self-con. That is what we call a room and parlor. Some will call it a room self-contained. Some will call it a room and parlor self-contained. Some will call it mini flat, depending, because these are what a lot of young people are able to acquire immediately. And for family size, the demand is a bit minimal because of the space on the island. So you really want to know, people want to do shortlets. People, what is it they are looking for? Maybe 2 bed for a family who probably return from diaspora, want to spend 1 week or 2 weeks for O1B in Lagos, or whichever part of the country you reside, and the next 1 month they are back. So they are not looking for a place to rent for a year. They are looking for a place that is better than a hotel, where they can feel at home, where they can have comfort, where they can cook the meal they desire, and they can cook according to their taste, or ask their cook to come on board and cook for them. So the dynamics is changing, and you must be able to understand this. So once you are able to understand this, and you're able to conduct a thorough market research, it will enable you to make an informed investment decision. Having said this, another important tips that you should also hold on and work with is that you need to choose the right property type. I've earlier said this, that based on your budget, your goal, there is a property type that meets that goal of yours. And if you do not choose that property type that meets your budget, your desire, you will not have this fulfillment 100% going ahead with this real estate investment, because you may not really enjoy 100% satisfaction because you are not getting what you really want to get. So it is important that you choose the right property types that align with your investment goal, such as maybe, your goal is to ensure that people use your space, they live in it, and they pay you per usage. That is residential form of real estate. Your goal is to have a space where people can do business, and of course, as they are conducting business annually, you know what it means to you. That is commercial aspect of real estate. Your goal is that you actually want to have a space where people can build their machineries, bring things together, manufacture stuff, and a lot of that. They should know that that is industrial aspect of real estate. So you really need to know, based on your goal, based on what you intend to do, which aspect, which class of real estate really meets this goal. Once you understand this, then you choose. Then you start immediately. That will enable you to ensure that you achieve that goal of becoming a property owner, a property investor, an ideal smart investor. Because whichever goal that is important to you will also directly and indirectly determine your return on investment, that which we call ROI. Hope you're getting it right. Thank you. So please, thank you so much for joining us live, all of you from all over the world, whichever part of the world you are joining us. I hope you are getting value. So it's very, very important that you understand this. Chief Adesina, salute sir. I am very grateful for joining us live, and to all of you others from different parts of the world. We are very grateful, and those that will be seeing this video afterwards, please feel free to drop your questions. Let's share to us. I'll be glad to help you. Another important tip that you need to work with and run with is what is known as location. In fact, if you miss this, you miss out. No matter how much your capital is, don't be 100% comfortable because you have the money in the bag, as in you have the money in the account, you are picking 100 million out to invest, you are picking 200 million out to invest, you are investing 500 million in a particular location, you are investing 1 billion in a particular location or more. If the location is not ideal, your investment return will also not be ideal. You will not get the ideal return on investment because it will be disparity between your goal and your budget and where you have the location. Because the location is the driving force. Because property is about demand and supply. When there is no demand, the supply will become meaningless. So if you are able to get a property in a nice location where the demand is much more than what is available, then there will be competition. It will be pricey. In fact, people will even be maybe virtually even begging you to have a space in your property. I will still give Ireland as a case study. It is on island there I know, particularly along the Lagos Island precisely, where we have the likes of the TBS, where we have the Court of Appeal, Goshere Assis, Simpsons, and what have you, High Court, Magistrate Court, that region, Lagos Island in particular, Marina Assis, and what have you. If you see anybody digging the ground, trying to lay a foundation, or even mere clearing, people will already be asking you, excuse me sir, it is for rent, excuse me sir, please so remember me. In fact, you see people literally collecting number from anybody that is available to do a follow-up, so that as long as they say this place is available, it's already. And as a matter of fact, even before the house gets to its final completion, it's often sold out already. People who even obtain money for form, and they use money to obtain the form, may not even eventually even get a slot in that space, because the people who want to have a space in that apartment, in that building, are much more than whatever the developer is building. So the demand is is on another level. Because first and foremost, where will you even see a virgin land? Where you even see an empty space? Most houses that are newly built are as a result of demolition of an existing project, an existing building. Maybe the family wants to sell, maybe the primary owner is late, and maybe has different children and of course extended family, and to avoid this code here and there, the family say, well, let's sell off this property. So often they sell it out and another person buy. And in another rare case, some people do JFI, where the family say, no, it's our inheritance, you want to remain in this space, so they give it out for JFI, give me joint venture. So the space is always of high demand. So location is very, very important. If you don't get it right with your location, you will miss out on getting the desire you hope to achieve with your real estate investment. See, because the value of your property is dependent on this location. So you really want to consider, when you're considering location, what are you considering with location? Please take note. Because when I say location, what is location? Location means proximity to amenities. That's what determines that's what makes a location to be ideal. What are those amenities? You talk about infrastructures, maybe government projects, access to road, good road, recreation center. You want to go to island. In fact, that's one of the reasons why Lagos Island is like this space for many business mogul who have their property in. Some of them have mansions in Ikorodu. They have mansions in mainland and what have you, but they want a space on island because that is where their company, that is where their businesses, all those Idumata and Co. That is where they are making their money. So even if it's just a space they can manage from Monday to Friday, and maybe on Sunday alone they just go home and do the weekend, they need that space. So amenities, constant. In fact, island, the light is always stable. When there's anything that happens to the light like this, before you know, the traveling hand and it is fixed. It's not a place whereby the land transformer badge and when the transformer blow and nobody is doing anything. So there are locations for amenities, and that's why you see also when people are moving to the island, the other side of the island, the Lekki Ajah corridor. What is the driving force? I've just told you why Lekki Phase 1 was able to sell out and it's still selling out. It's because of the proximity to Victoria Island, where we have so many big corporate entities, to Marina, where we have so many big corporate entities. And now the similar things happening to Ibeju, Lekki, Ekpe, and Iseban. Why? Because of the Lekki Free Trade Zone. So if you are not tapping the opportunity available in Lekki Free Trade Zone corridor, that is in Ibeju, Lekki, and Ekpe environs, then the rest of it, just know that you are missing out big time. Because by the time the reality will be done, you will also be wondering, and I know when Ekpe was selling this, when Bejileki was selling like this. So location is important, because in that location in Lekki Ekpe corridor is where we have the free trade zone. And the free trade zone, of course, as I earlier told you in one of our previous episodes, it's a joint venture between the Chinese government and the Nigerian government, represented by the Lagos government in particular. And it's a zone where ease of doing business is paramount, because people have tax incentive and other benefits. It is the free zone we have the largest crude refinery in the world, which is Dangote Refinery. It is in the same free zone we have the deep sea port, the largest in Africa. It is in deep free zone corridor that we have the proposed international airport and the Fort Minabi. Do not get it wrong. The proposed international airport has already been given license for its commission. So that's even during the life of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. So you must know that all these things, because just over the weekend when we were on a tour to Ejideki corridor, and we're telling some of our smart investors on board that you can see the reality of what is happening in this area. In fact, if Ejideki road is already getting congested, the people who bought in those as at that time, 2018, 2019, The Dangote refinery has not come to life. It was just a fiction. Dangote refinery is coming down here. The fiction is coming down here. Now it's already reality. The deep sea port is already, in fact, it's already getting congested already by the road. So it is the location. You cannot imagine what will be the property value. The same way, this same imagine what will be the property price was the same statements made by these notable personalities who went on a tour to this region in the past. Who are they? On a trip, in a single trip, with that trip we had the likes of Femi Otedola, we have the then governor of Lagos, that's Ambode, then Alhaji Aliko Dangote was also on that trip. And they were seeing, these are multi-billionaires, they were seeing what could come to that region. And it's already becoming a reality. So if you are not committed to achieving your real estate investment goal, you just see yourself dragging yourself back, and you'll be wondering what is happening. Not because you are not making money, but because you are not making commitments. So it's very important that you look at for location that has close proximity to amazing amenities, transportation link, great part of transportation system that needs it to different parts, and that's why Lagos is selling fast. Because in Lagos already, look at how the government is working on transportation. Look at the rail system, the red line, the blue line, and how many line, almost becoming a rainbow. So you really want to see that you are putting your money in a place that has prospect to give you your ideal return on investment. So location is very, very key, and you also need to look out for featured development plan. These are ideal things you look out for when you're considering location to settle for your real estate investment. Because you can see now, I told you what was in what was in the oven, what's available, and what is yet to come. And the Lekki Epe corridor. I told you the past, the lack of free trade zone was efficient. It's coming. This report is coming. Dangote refinery is coming. Now Dangote refinery is already functional. Your plan Dangote fertilizer is already functional. The DC port is already functional. But what is now coming? Oh, the Fort Minna Beach is coming. Yes, it's coming. The proposed national airport is coming. Yes, it's coming. So what are you doing with this information? It's left to you. So after you understood this, now you've understood the concept of location. Now another important thing now that you should not joke with is the need to work with reputable realtor or real estate consultant, or popularly known as agents. If you get it wrong with this set of people too, it could be costly. So don't rely on the fact that you have the money, you have a lawyer. See, these people, the whole insecurity is what we call intelligence gathering. But these people are closer to the developer, they are closer to the community. They know what is obtainable, they know which developer delivers it, we know which developer doesn't deliver. So you need, if you work with an ideal real estate realtor or consultant, this will be able to guide you towards ensuring that you do not make costly mistakes that you could end up with regretting. Because this because these people will be able to give you valuable tips and insight that can help you to navigate the market, ensuring that the transaction goes smoothly. They will help you to give you insider knowledge, insider pro tips about the people you want to buy property from, about that region itself and what is yet to come. So this the idea, because they are the middlemen between you and either the family you want to buy the property from or from the company you want to buy the property from. So it's very important that you work with reputable realtor and real estate consultant with proven track record of excellence. In fact, as a matter of fact, because the government has set a standard that any realtor, any consultant that is not registered should not be worked with. So you want to really ask, is your realtor certified by the Lagos government to work? Is a consultant a certified agent from the government? Because this is to add credibility to whatever it is that you are getting yourself into. So if these people are duly registered, then you know that to some extent they have integrity at stake here, that they may not and they will not be willing to tarnish their reputation before the government. So you really need to ensure that you work with reputable real estate agents, consultants, or realtor, as the name may apply based on your location, and where they are. Another important thing that you also may want to consider is this. Financing option. If you already have the money, it's fine. If you want to secure loan, and because the number of mortgage do exist, and the number of financial institutions that also even give interest-free loan. Of recent, Jais Bank was trending for the fact that they make so much money and they are not interest bank. So there are different options towards which you can finance your real estate goal. But you need to be clear about it. It's not enough that you make initial deposit without the commitment on your part to see it through. Because there are many people like that too, who the urge to venture into real estate. How much is the property? Assume the property worth 40 million naira or 50 million naira. Then maybe the initial deposit is just 5 million naira. You're able to drop the 5 million initial deposit, and then the balance is story upon story. That's not good enough. That's why you need to understand what you are getting yourself into. Check your purse, check your pocket, check how you want to finance it. If you're on a payroll, maybe you want to pay from your salary, you can give an understanding instruction to the bank. Every month deduct 3 million from my account, give it to this company. So you know that every month deduct 10 million from my account, depending on whatever volume you have in your account or whatever transaction you have engaged into. This to ensure that the agreement between you and the developer is kept. If you subscribe for 3 months payment plan, ensure that you are able to pay up within that 3 months. This will also ensure that you have your allocation as soon as possible, and also you are not breaching any contract. Because by the time you fail to pay as at stipulated, that's a breach of contract. So I would not encourage you to do that. So it's better that you actually, if you are going for 6 month payment plan, look at your purse. Look at what you can do and what you cannot do. So that if possible, you negotiate with the company. It is 6 months that will be more suitable for me. With this 6 months, even it's more honorable to you. If you are subscribing for 6 month payment plan and you pay up in 4 months at your own convenience, 3 months at your own convenience, it's an advantage to you. Not that you are the one paying for time and all that. The company is not telling you that, if you extend your payment plan, you are also extending your balance. You get it now? So you may not really want to do this. So ensure that you understand your financing option. If you are applying for mortgage, then that is a different thing entirely. The mortgage bank will settle the company you are buying from. You will have your way with the mortgage institution. And of course, before you can even apply for mortgage, you know the requirement as well. That the property upon which you want to secure a mortgage upon must be a genuine property. We've talked about you doing your due diligence, ensuring that you cross your T and you dot your I. So that's very, very, very important. I hope I am audible. Please let me know if you can hear me, and let me know if you are following me. Please let's know, so that I'll be sure that I'm not just talking to myself. Please, if you can hear me, let's know. And if you have any question, please feel free to let me know as well in the comment section. Thank you. So another tips you may really want to do again is the need to diversify your portfolio, because it's all about cash flow. Cash flow is king, and the in thing here. So you really want to ensure that you have different asset column that is doing different things for you, as you are getting good return from this source. You are getting good return from this source, you are getting good return from that source, and in the long run, you just realize that you are growing as your asset is growing. And so you have different assets that are able to foot your lifestyle. It's very, very important. So you may want to see that you invest across different types of real estate that I've earlier mentioned. Be it residential, be it short-term investment, be it long-term investment, be it residential, be it commercial, that you have something in different places. So that in case, even there's in case of incasity, you have few other things to fall back onto. They are not just from 100 to ground zero. It won't really happen that way. But then you just know that in case of incasity, there are a number of things that you have that you can fall back on. So it's good that you diversify your portfolio across different property types, in different locations, asset column, and of course to enable you to minimize risk and to maximize your return. It's very, very important. That's taken right. Thank you. And of course, another important thing you need to do is to monitor and adjust. You don't invest and that's it. As you have invested, you need to have investment manager. You need to have that's why it's good to work with a portable director who may also serve as a portfolio manager. So that different asset column you have, this company or this personalities or this person is able to ensure you have oversight function on everything. It's able to give you adequate report of what is happening at every point in time at every of your property locations wherever they are. So with this, you're able to know what you need to adjust when it is necessary. For instance, the property you built, it needs replacement, the electrical fitting needs to be changed, the plumbing work needs to be replaced, the garden needs to be trimmed. All of this is to ensure that your property are in a good state. Because when your property are in a good state, they are there to also serve you better. But when your property are deteriorating, then your return on investment too may end up to deteriorating, because it will not be appealing to prospective buyers or occupier of the building or of the space. But if it's well kept as well managed, you are able to ensure that all the necessary repairment work are done when necessary. So it will not become a total damage that's not difficult or expensive to fix. So you need to actually monitor and ensure that your investments perform optimally and adjust when the need arises. That's taken right. So that's very, very important. So just in addition to all of this that we have already said, other tips I may just want to give you include that you need to ensure that you research local laws that guide whoever it is and regulations. As at yesterday or thereabout, or early this morning, I saw the news whereby if the government issue about 150 something real estate company wanting for them to have the approval on their property, otherwise their property will be sealed. So you really need to know what is happening, what government doing, what is happening in this region, what's happening in that region, so that you are not contravening the law of the land, and so that you are not exposing yourself to penalties that can be avoided. So it's also important that you make your research and you're conversant with what is obtainable in your region, particularly where your properties are located. You also need to understand the currency and exchange rate implication, because if you are investing across different regions, different countries, different continents, then you should also know that will have a direct impact on the exchange rates. So by the time you're converting naira to dollar to euro to naira, you realize that there might, due to fluctuation in the currency, they can also affect your fund. So you really want to know, if you are doing a long-time project, is it suitable for this? If you are doing a short-term project, is it suitable for that? So once you understand your currency and exchange rates, you'll be able to make a better informed decision on which assets you should invest into at what particular duration of time and in what period of time exactly. So that's very, very important. So also important, like I've earlier said, to consider working with local agents, local consultants, local rector, people who are operating within that same region where you want to buy a property, because they understand the system better than you. Can be in diaspora, can be in London, can be in UK, can be in South Africa, you can be in North America, wherever you are. and you still be maximizing your gain investing here in Nigeria because you are able to work with reputable people who are able to guide you through the process. Particularly, we are able to call a spade when the need arises. And then, of course, that's one thing with Belkalid Consults. We tell you the truth you need to know. Whether you like to hear the truth or you don't like it, we just have to tell you so that it will enable you to make an informed decision, a decision that you'll be proud you are taking when it's more important. So there you have it, and I believe you've been able, in summary, just stay informed of the market trends and development. Keep in touch with your director and real estate consultants. Be committed to doing the needful. Everything is not all about money. Be nice too. Be coachable, be teachable, so that you don't just think because you have the money. There are people on ground that needs to do the work for you. But if you are not coachable, you are not teachable, you miss out from good tips that could help you save costs, that could help you avoid loss. So be open. Now, with all the information you've heard today, the choice is yours now to act on the information that I've earlier said, so that by the time you look back, you will see that you were here before, but you are here now. That's the secret, and it's possible, it's doable. So I really want to encourage you to ensure that you get started today. The best time to invest in real estate was actually 20 years ago. Yes, you heard me right. 20 years ago. I just told you how much Lekki was sold 15 to 20 years ago and how much it's selling now. Another best time for you to invest in real estate is now. So get on board today. So if you have found this live chat very interesting, very educative, very empowering, I want to commend you for staying tuned. And of course, for the break in transmission is as a result of the network. I hope they do better. But I really want to thank each and every one of you who stayed tuned to this very moment. Join us from different parts of the world to ensure that, Belkalid is live. Let me hear one thing or the other that can still improve my real estate investment knowledge. Thank you. Really appreciate that. And of course, to all of you also here in Nigeria, too numerous to mention. And of course, even those that will be seeing this video after I must have ended the video. Thank you so much as well to Chief Ogunlade, Adesina, Mubarak, Ahelo, and all of you others that are also there waiting for us, supporting us. I cannot thank you enough. Make sure that, of course, share this video with the loved ones. Let them learn one thing or the other that can improve their real estate investment knowledge. At least so that nobody say, what you do for me, cost so for me. Now that's the best soup you can cut for them. Empower them with the truthful knowledge so that when they grow richer, when they grow whether they will be in position to help the society more. And of course, you will also be in it for a good thing, because you'll be proud that your friends are doing well, your family are doing well, as a result of the little recommendations you're giving to them that can improve their real estate investment journey. I want to thank you once again, and God bless you. Please say I'll come your way again next time. I'll remain your multiple role director, property consultant, property advisor, Belkalid Consults of Belkalid Consults Nigeria Limited. Thank you, and God bless you. Please feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. Feel free to call us on our hotline. Feel free to send us a DM. We will be glad to attend to you. So I'll come your way again next time. Please stay blessed and enjoy the rest of your time. God bless you.